still eating that. We're gonna roast it, bake it, fry it. I don't care, but we're really gonna eat it.
I bet it tastes like chicken. You know we can always have it for Christmas.
Hold on, what do you want?
This is where it all goes wrong, and why I personally never rewatched this episode, except for this time, you know. Really gotta cash in on that holiday spirit, am I right? Literally, everybody in this show drinks. Anyway, let's find out why I don't rewatch this, and why you probably don't either. Monica is a very chaotic character in Shameless. We are first introduced to her in season 1 as their bipolar mother who has abandoned them, and she leaves after trying to take Liam. She comes back at a very chaotic time when Fiona gets her GED in order to keep Lip in school, and Lip decides to stay home and take care of Karen's baby anyway, leading to her kicking him out and him going to go stay with Mandy. Frank's mom dies the same episode, which is why he goes and finds Monica and brings about one of the darkest episodes of Shameless. So, let's get into it. Shameless is one of those old, iconic shows that is very easy to rewatch. Each episode is about an hour long, but it's definitely full of drama. The show is very chaotic, but we mainly focused on the Gallagher family, which consists of all the siblings and the alcoholic father, Frank. A very summarized basis of the show is that Fiona is basically the mother of the household. She has a job to pay for stuff. She dropped out of school to take care of her siblings, and her mom is not around. Her dad is not really around. He doesn't really help out with the household. He's just kind of there to eat food and take up space. The main siblings are Fiona, Lip, Ian, Debbie, Carl, and Liam, if you ignore other siblings that come into play, like Sammy and Chucky in later seasons. Just like The Pilgrims Intended is the only official holiday episode of Shameless, we do see some birthdays, but even then, they really are not that happy. I'd say the only mildly happy holiday we get to see celebrated in Shameless is 4th of July. And since it's holiday season, I figured I'd go over the few celebrated episodes that we do have, such as birthday episodes, 4th of July, and then get to the main one. In season 2, Debbie throws a fake birthday party in order to make friends that goes wrong. On Fiona's birthday, she gets into soda and gets arrested. And while we're on the note of birthdays, Debbie actually kidnaps a kid on his birthday in season 1. In both of Fiona's kinda weddings, they go wrong. We do have a Happy Galovich wedding, but on Franny's birthday, Debbie tries to make it all about her and ends up making her kid unhappy. We do get a kind of happy 4th of July episode in season 2 or 3, but after that we get another one where Fiona's drunk the whole time and it's another unhappy episode. Now, back to the main focus. Out of all that sequence and the thumbnail, you may have gathered that there is no Christmas episode. I already briefly went over the lead up to the episode, or at least somewhat of the lead up to the episode. When Frank finds out that his mom dies, he also finds out that she sent the rest of her money to his siblings via mail, and with Monica's help, he attempts to at least get a portion of the money, considering that it wasn't fair because he was there for her when she was dying. Monica, alongside helping Frank, also appears and tries to reevaluate herself or reinvent herself and also come back to being a mom in the Gallagher household. She starts encouraging Fiona to go on runs and telling them that she can handle the kids, and she does somewhat. She starts packing lunches and cleaning up. Fiona surprisingly trusts Monica with it and goes about her business, letting Monica take over some of the responsibilities. These episodes are basically introducing a part of Monica that we had never seen before, because when she arrived in season 1, she was indicated to be manic by the fact that she was with a very bad stereotype of a lesbian. Basically, we were briefly introduced to Monica in season 1, implying that she was already manic, and that was sort of her only side of her being bipolar. But these episodes are lead up to the exposition and her semi-manic state at the moment. And she truly does try to reconnect with everyone. She takes Ian to a bar, and she buys toys for Debbie, and she starts spending time with Liam, and it seems like everything's going all right. She apologizes to Fiona for not being there, and genuinely seems concerned about where Lip could be since Fiona kicked him out. Even in her manic state, though, we can tell that she is in fierce denial of her being bipolar. refusing to take any medication or go to see a therapist. We can clearly see that even though the kids don't really like her or accept her actions, or her abandoning them and being reckless all the time, you can tell that if she were to just put in the effort, they would kind of let it go, because that's what happens in these episodes. They let it go.
You were my mother too! Maybe I'll never be able to make things right with you. But there's still time with Leon.
Yeah, honey. I've seen crazy, and I've seen bad for kids. You aren't either of those things. You're super nice.
I made a lot of mistakes.
Then say you're sorry. Because if Monica came back, that she was sorry and stayed, I'd forgive her. I would forgive her for everything because she's my mom.
Oh.
Which is funny because they all say how alike we are.
That's probably not a compliment.
No, I think it is.
Yeah. There's always gonna be people that are gonna try and fix us. I'm sure he means well, but you need to be with people who accept you for who you are. And they're out there. You should never apologize for being you. You, Ian.
Monica eventually finds the squirrel fund in their kitchen, money that they have saved for bills and utilities, and wastes it on dolls that Debbie doesn't even like, and toys and cleaning supplies, and just splurging. She even gets a car. At some point between Monica letting Carl drive the car and Fiona getting home, Fiona finds out that Monica spent all the squirrel money and has a bit of a breakdown. By the time she's there to demand an explanation, though, Monica is already in her depressive state. She's unresponsive and basically sinks into the bed as the lighting and coloring of the episode goes very cold very quickly, as Fiona realizes that she will have to earn back all that money and get yelled at by her brother. After that, our episode starts with Carl's friend shooting ducks in their pool. And shortly after, his friend takes the duck, decides to take it home. Carl gets upset that he can't have the duck, and they get told to drain the pool by Fiona, who's already selling their gifts from Frank's dead mom, who gave them all this expensive stuff right before she passed. Lip is currently preoccupied with Mandy and making a video to give to the adoptive parents of Karen's baby, really hoping his kid would want to reach out to him one day. Fiona is busy with trying to convince Jimmy to bring Lip home, while Frank is busy bringing Monica along so she can trick one of his brothers in order to giving them some of the money that his mother sent. Monica is still manically depressed and severely unmotivated, so Frank gives her some soda in the hopes of getting her spirit up. Debbie questions a homeless guy about depression, and Steve reunites his wife with her boyfriend. Monica tries her best to get the money out of Frank's brother, but she collapses on the floor when she fails and sinks into an even deeper depression. Lip goes to go check up on Karen, finishes the video to his son, and helps Jimmy Steve out with Estefania's abusive boyfriend. Debbie foreshadows Ian being bipolar, and Fiona invites Lip to Thanksgiving. While Ian is waiting outside of the same club Monica took him to, he decides that she's not coming and tries to leave, but he runs into a guy and gets boyfriend. Carl finds a gun and uses it to shoot a bald eagle that lands in their pool, and they decide to cook that and eat it for Thanksgiving, which is a slightly better upgrade than the spam turkey Fiona was working on. After Jimmy kicks Lip out, Lip goes to stay with Mandy, and Frank, realizing how serious Monica's condition is, goes to get some pills from Sheila. Karen suddenly goes into labor, and Lip ends up ditching Mandy to go to the hospital where his son's being born. Jimmy Steve shows up with a turkey, replacing the bald eagle, with Kevin insisting that they're gonna at least eat it for Christmas. Frank gives Monica her meds, and they all start eating, with Fiona and everyone even inviting Monica to come sit with them as they start serving up the food. I'd say this is one of the moments where this is the peak of the episode where they try to make it as much of a Thanksgiving episode as possible. Everybody's happy and eating, Lip's got some exciting news on the way, and everything is in an upbeat and cheery tone right before it pulls you right back down to remind you that this is Shameless and not Full House. Fiona hears a noise and stumbles upon Monica in the kitchen, who has tried to play Shibari without the ropes, getting red stuff all over the floor. She panics and calls the police to investigate her mother's unconscious body as Veronica escorts the young children away from the traumatic scene. Frank ditches the scene and they all rush Monica to the hospital, with the paramedics sedating her and saying that she'll be under watch for at least 72 hours and it's a safer bet to go home. Meanwhile, Karen is having her baby upstairs, so they all suit up and make their way to Lip. A very melodramatic scene plays as they slowly realize that the baby is not Lip's. Lip storms out of the hospital, destroying the tape that he had spent weeks on for the child, and runs out, not returning to the Gallagher household yet. The episode ends with Fiona hugging the traumatized children, all of them, even including Ian, and Sheila and Jody running off with Karen's baby. The episode starts on a mostly positive note and ends on a very negative one. A lot of foreshadowing in this episode. Starting out with the first scene with Carl's friend shooting ducks, he takes his duck that he shoots back home for his family to eat for Thanksgiving. Carl tries to mimic the same behavior, and luckily a gun lands in front of him alongside some soda, and he uses that gun to shoot the bald eagle that they consider cooking and eating for Thanksgiving later. The gun that he gets comes with a bottle of soda, foreshadowing his White Boy Carl era. Before Carl shows up with the shot eagle, Fiona tries making a turkey out of Spam. Not only foreshadowing how budgeted their holidays would have been, but also the fact that she burns a turkey at the start of her own depressive episode in season 4. Debbie also foreshadows Ian being bipolar in the same episode Monica going depressive, which sticks out more, especially after considering that Ian reaches out to and connects with Monica after he gets his diagnosis. Out of all the siblings, Debbie is overall the most like her mother, adding more weight to the fact that she was concerned about depression in the first place.
Debbie, you remind me of your mother. Not in a good way. Good luck in life. You're gonna need it.
Lip, like his father, wasn't there when Monica tried to do Shibari without the ropes, and like his father, he later engages in alcoholism. This is the only holiday episode that we get in the entire show's run, and it not only foreshadows the very grim parts of these characters' futures, but it's also extremely dark on its own. And while it is one of the things people complain more frequently about when considering the show in retrospective, I think ultimately they made the right decision to not include any other holiday episodes, because you really don't need any when you have this one. Especially considering the show's naturally dark themes.
We got to the point where Mandy and her father were going to have, and I wanted to do the Shameless version, which is, she lit some candles before. Listen, she was like, no, but she was like, basically, if I'm going to have to deal with this, with my father, and it's going to be a repetitive thing, we're going to make it kind of good. We're going to make it romantic.
With the option of having a very dark holiday-themed episode every year, or having an unnaturally happy episode every once in a while for holiday season, the creators decided just to make one episode holiday-themed that really gave us all the exposition we needed about the holidays. And really, you don't need a Christmas episode if you've already seen how tight budgeted it would have been, how sad it would have been, or somewhere in the middle of both. Either way, they would not have made enjoyable episodes. Overall, I think the decision to foreshadow very dark plot lines and make its only holiday episode also one of the darkest episodes in the entire show was a very interesting and bold decision. Not that it was wrong. I miss more of those moments for season 1 where it was just a normal episode or something normal was happening and then the music cuts and it's just all of a sudden a very serious moment. We like moments like that in later seasons of the show, and season 2 really got into it. It really shocks you on a rewatch, let's put it that way. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this very Turkey Day themed holiday episode. I recently reached 200 subscribers, which was awesome. I just wanted to thank you guys for that. We're hitting milestones. This is just another one of the shows in the rotation that I can rewatch for hours and hours on end. So I'm glad to know that you guys are happy to listen to me talk about my favorite things. I thought it'd be a nice, fun holiday episode and take a break from all the gayness I've been watching and rewatching for like the past couple months. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a lovely Thanksgiving. Eat food, have a great day, stay hydrated, and subscribe if you want to. See you in the next video.